quick turnaround after a tough fight last time out, right? I mean, give me the process of getting here. Did you know right away it doesn't matter, or were you healthy enough that you knew you were getting in? Give me the idea of how fast to turn around.
I knew I was fighting on Melbourne before Adelaide. I would have been very surprised if I had got the win and them not put me on, especially coming through uninjured. It was a really tough fight, but it's definitely not the toughest fight of my career. I've been in there with some real big adversities. I always find a way to pull through though. So, coming through with a short turnaround, I love it, man. I get to fight more and I make more money. So, what can you complain about?
I was going to ask you what lessons you took from that fight, because I'm sure you'd love to go in there and dominate, but that was a tough fight. I think you got to show some character, right? So,
yeah.
What did you take out of that fight?
More or less the build-up. For my last one, man, I put so much pressure on myself to block everything out. And on the surface, I looked really calm, but on the inside, I was fucking going off my head. But yeah, just embracing everything this time around, I think. Walking out, you can't block everything out. It's so loud that you can feel it, let alone hear it. So, yeah, I'm gonna embrace it.
You had the change of opponent along the way. I wonder how much of a switch that caused for you.
Excited me, man. It's a little bit more risky, as in, see how he hits harder, more experienced, been around a lot longer, fought better guys. But the risk to reward of beating Sam Alvey, man, beating Sam Alvey puts me, I'm looking at top 15 after this. I'm excited, man.
So in a lot of ways, more exciting for you overall to get that switch?
It's more exciting, but I'm still just as motivated. I would have been motivating if I was fighting the guy that was ranked 100 or 10 or 15, I don't care. If you're fighting in the UFC, no matter who you're fighting, they're going to be good. So you got to come prepared and ready for anything. And that's what we do in our camp, and that's why I was so confident to take a short notice replacement.
Talk to us a little bit about the cut under your eye there. Obviously, you mentioned on Embedded, it was during a grappling exchange that it happened.
Yeah, man, it was just light wrestling. It was the last week of prep. My last 6 fights I've been cut 2 weeks before the fight, just either head clash or straight knees or whatever. But I literally said the night before, I'm like, oh, this is the first fight I haven't been cut for in 6 fights. And then sure enough, fucking boom.
Is there a stitch or two in there right now?
Yeah. Be alright though.
Does that come out before fight night, or have you talked to the commission?
No, I'm going to leave it in for the fight.
Have you talked to the commission? Are they okay? I mean, it's not in a bad spot or anything, but are they aware? Or?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, they're not aware. They're probably blind. Yeah, no, it's all good, man. You won't even, once the stitches, the only thing that gives it away now is the stitches. So, yeah, people say, well, what happens if it opens up during the fight? Oh, I've been in bloody fights before. I've been cutting way worse places. I enjoy being in a bloodbath, and if it does, it's probably going to work to my advantage anyway, because that's where I'm comfortable.
You had a unique experience on Embedded, having your outfit chosen for you on the episode, and you admitted you're not much of a fashion guy. Give us your overall assessment of the outfit from the UD. Are you happy with what that man chose for you? Or
yeah.
Any second sort of hesitations about some of the options there?
No, man. He just took one look at me and goes, oh, yeah, we got you. Bang, done. Men's club, represent. Yeah, I don't normally, my idea of getting changed in the morning is I go to my drawer, I pick out the first thing that I see. I never match anything, I'm just like, oh, fuck, whatever. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool to, I like looking good, and you got to represent the sport well. So if you're just a slob, the sport looks like a slobby sport. So
it's interesting because obviously you had a great time in Hex. You were the champion there, Izzy was a champion there, Potter was a champion there. Now all 3 of you are on the same card in Melbourne. What do you think that kind of says about the competition here locally at Hex, and just what does it feel like to now be fighting with those guys?
Man, it's
on a UFC card?
It's crazy, bro. There's my second last fight at Hex, me, Izzy and Cal all fought on that card, and there's a picture of us backstage with all our belts, and yeah, we're going to reenact that photo, but there won't be any belt, of course, but it'll just be a cool little comparison that we all came through, won the Hex championship, and as far as I'm concerned, Hex is the promotion in Australia. So if you want to get to the UFC, you got to go through Hex.
What's it been like, family members and all that hitting you up for tickets, mate?
Nah, people I haven't even heard of in years. They're like, oh, can I have a ticket, bro? I'm like, nah. Fuck off. My family struggled to even get tickets. I sold out in 8 minutes. I had the pre-sale link, but I got the pre-sale link before Adelaide, so I didn't want to get injured and have everyone buy tickets, and they'd be like, oh, sorry guys, I'm not fighting, I'll be a guest fighter, come watch me be a guest fighter. But no, it is what it is, I suppose.
And you spoke to me privately about how you want to move through the ranks in the division. The division's way open. What do you see after this?
I'm going to see one fight at a time, man. I'm going to have a little bit of a holiday after this. Got a lot of stuff that I just want to get better at. I just want to learn as much as I can after this, and I feel like when I come back after this fight, I'm going to blow everything out of the water. People are not going to recognise where I've come from and where I'm going. So, that being said, I want to take it one fight at a time, but I want to test myself every fight. I don't want one easy fight. I want to go through my whole career and say, look, I never padded my record once.
And fighting in Australia, happy just to keep fighting in Australia, looking to go overseas?
No, you know, I don't know when the next regional show would be, but you know, I don't care. I've said it 100 times over. Anyone, anywhere, anytime. I do not care.
Cool. Thanks, Joe.
Sweet.
Good luck.